Hey there, guys, gals, fans, and pals. Your buddy JohnMegacycle here. An episode of Outpost Infinity Siege coming at you. So, if you're seeing this video, that means my episode 0 got released, and I changed my mind officially, and we're going to do a different format from things. If you haven't seen episode 0, I'll make it super fast. I'll put a minute on the clock, I'll time it. I did like 35 episodes when the game came out. I just went ham, I recorded a bunch of stuff, and I was happy with playing the game. If the game brings me joy, I like the game, but I'm bad at games. I'm bad at first-person shooters. And after playing a couple of hours, I got the vibe of the game, I got a good feel, I got a good handle on what's going on. So, realistically, this is a new thing. Like, I'm not going to record hundreds of episodes. The game is changing too frequently. There's too many patches, which is awesome. But I kind of feel like some of the things I was doing are invalidated with some of the new patches. Like, it's not terrible, but it's like the way I play or whatever. So, I'm mostly just going to be recording maybe some solo stuff from me and co-op stuff with Shotgun, or maybe I go help somebody out or do an Infinity Siege or whatever. So, that's where I'm at. Check out episode 0 in the playlist. Yeah, I use it as a preamble to give like a 15-minute overview of how I was feeling about it. Really short again. I like the game. There's a lot of repetition, which isn't bad. Repetition isn't the worst thing ever for me. It makes it kind of mindless. So like after a day of work, it's like, I want to shoot some things and build a base. Can I do that easily? Shooting things falls under like Team Fortress 2, but there's too many bots. Building a thing goes to like Minecraft and Factorio and Astroneer, and I don't want to play those games right now. So that's kind of where this scratches an itch, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to treat this as my episode 1. Welcome to Outpost Infinity Siege. The premise of this game is you build a base, an outpost, and that outpost is carried with you from mission to mission to mission. You are part of the EUA, the Earth United Army. Crap, I can't remember if that's the thing. You do base management, like in, I think it was XCOM, I want to say the Bureau or something, or at least the more recent XCOM games. I don't mean the one in the 80s made by Microprose. I don't mean that one. However the naming convention works, I can never remember. There's the Enemy Unknown, the one where there's water, Apocalypse, Enforcer, Interceptor, maybe not necessarily in that order, and then they rebooted XCOM and XCOM 2. So the more recent ones where you have to build a base and manage it. So this is more the managerial aspects of it. We'll give like, I don't know, we'll spend the first 5 minutes going through the basis of the game, since I'm treating this as like my episode 1 and how it works. So you start the game off with being informed that outposts are the new sexy. Outposts are the way you manage combat, where you move in forward to invade or you move back to defend. The reason for that is they give off something called the Promethean Field. The Promethean Field is an anti-detection field. Provides effectively stealth, so the enemy super big bad can't find you. If they find you, what happens is they stomp you. I don't know how else to say it. There's a huge, what are they called? Rods from God or rods from heaven or something. It's a huge tungsten rod from like Command & Conquer General 0 Hour, right? I think it was the Shockwave add-on or whatever. It's this huge rod that falls from the heaven, just boom, you're dead. Compression damage 1 billion. Happy birthday. So the game's broken down to several pieces. We'll visit all of them just to get an idea. First off is the Nexus is where we start. This is where we begin tours, which are the main mission infrastructure. And just to be clear, I'll show you exactly where I'm at in my tours. We are very far along. That's Juliet. Everyone say hi to Juliet. She likes to do the cha-cha. I don't know. So just to be clear, if you've already played the game, don't worry about any of this. Don't worry about any of this. I want to show you this. This is how far I am in the campaign. At this current moment, I'm at City Ruins level 1. I've unlocked level 2, but I'm at level 1. So what does that really mean? If you've been playing this game a while and you're already like, hey, where does this put me in the tech level where JMegs is at? That's where JMegs is at. So the next is where we confirm missions. The base warehouse and the trade port is where we talk to Monica, or as I've been calling her, Harmonica from Wisdom Dog. Hello. Hello, Monica. You're doing great. We have some other traders over there. Over here we have Lucas, who manages our base warehouse. Now, you don't get all this stuff unlocked at once. Hello, Lucas. Yep. We don't get all this stuff unlocked at once. You get pieces of it unlocked as you play the game. So we're already a little more advanced, but this might be a really good, not sales pitch. I don't make any money with this. But it'll give you a really good idea exactly what the game is like about. We have a research center, much like in XCOM and other things. We have to do research. Over there is the research center. We have Yulia and Victor, right? These both manage different aspects of our weaponry and our research system. Each of our weapons can be modified with add-ons called Zen, or the Zen is the name of the weapon system. And then we have individualized research. I'm just doing a quick walkthrough of the base itself, and then I'll just go to the menu and just chop through it. This is Intelligence Division, where we can run little side missions. This kind of gives you a little more of a feel of maybe the physicality of the game. I'm not sure who I'm running around for. It's nice to see the base, I guess. All these things are static, so everyone's research center is in the same place as everyone else's research center. This is to the barracks, I think. Oh, we're going up? I don't remember what's up. Oh, the barracks. Yeah, I was right. Okay. The barracks is where we get new recruits, and where we also train with them. Sophia is the one who's responsible for that sort of thing. I'm just going to teleport for the rest of this, if you don't mind. Medical centers, where downed individuals go. If you lose someone in combat, there is a chance you can bring them back from the dead. It's not 100%, so loss in this game is pretty heavy. It's quite literally a death penalty. If someone dies in combat, they get rushed to medical under a percentage. Like, there's a chance they can be saved. The last hero I had, or the last squaddy I had, didn't even make it to medical. They just died, and that was it. You can't get them back. They're gone forever. You can insure gear by paying, I think they're called insurance points, literally. And that's kind of how that works. With the insurance points, you can say, I want to insure some stuff, and then if they fall in combat, you at least get the stuff back. Let's talk about the hangar. Let's talk about our outpost. This is the outpost I currently am rocking. And of course, the person who's running this is King Julian from Madagascar. Hello, sir. You're looking fabulous today. Let's go ahead and show off the base. Outpost 11 is a level 5 outpost, so it was 111. With 251 structural, 32 assault, 162 module, and 2 support components. It is accompanied by an autoloader, stores ammo and automatically reloads ammo for nearby assault components. A close-in weapon system, your one and only security guard. The pyro turrets that deal pyro damage. There's a little fire dragon in the cannon. The fire dragon in my little cannon, that's how it goes. A machine gun turret, take a nap and leave it all to the turret. Another CIWS. So it's just gonna cycle through all of my stuff. Let's talk about what this really means. This is what I've built up over, let me see how many hours of gameplay. 90. I'm going to own up maybe 20 of those hours, maybe 15, are left the game running in the background while I was working. But I've been enjoying a lot of this. So let's get right to building an outpost. When it comes down to it, ultimately, let's go ahead and just don't save anything. I'm going to go ahead and create a new layout. This is how this game works. This is building our outpost from scratch. When we begin the game, we get a door, walls, some batteries, some material storage, and 2 machine gun turrets, and that's it. Like, that's when you can start building your outpost. The beautiful part of this game is I've also been playing a lot of Terratech, and being able to just hand build a base is actually a fart ton of fun. Everything relates to other objects very neatly and cleanly. If you see these little icons popping up, that's telling me that that's bringing something to these tiles. If I put it there, yeah. So this is actually bringing reflective shock to itself. Now, other walls and other pieces of structure can actually add, let's see, amplify core, yeah, reflective shock, material load. These are all things that affect how a base is built. We're not going to go through the whole thing. Again, I want to give you a small taste of what's what. Let's just build this up slightly. That's our bare floor plan. The utility tiles are critical because they transfer power between components. I'm going to set up some machine guns. Something like that. And now what we have is something that's going to be able to defend itself. Now, by adding some more stuff, things can affect other things, and it's a really weird thing to say. Realistically, there's quite a bit of experimentation you can do, but what I've really loved about this game so much is the clicky, buildy system that I've got going on here, right? Like, everything is just snapping, I'm middle mouse wheeling, and that's really it. There's not a lot of frills about this. Now, in this game, enemies will attack mostly, yep, there we go, the enemy directions in the front. There are events that will have enemies come in from the flanking positions, left and right, and also, sometimes enemies will be dropped from the back. So I feel until like I've gotten more tech unlocked, it's really important to have everything kind of evened out and a little more, I don't know, building wider, I guess is what I'm looking for. There's some 30mm cannons right there. And this is the start of a base. This is the start of a defensive line that can help us fight against the enemy. Now, more research and more time and more tools and more materials become apparent later on. And the cool thing about that is you can just keep building with the base you got. You can scrap this and build up something else entirely. Another thing that's really cool about this game is all the turrets are customizable when it comes to permissions and what they should be attacking. So for my front turrets, what I could say is I don't want you to deal with massive or large units. Don't worry about it. I only want machine guns to deal with light or medium units. That puts more emphasis on the stuff that they are most capable of killing, right? These are regular machine guns. We're throwing tons of volume down a bullet hose, right? Think of a Vladov. A Vladov is traditionally your machine gun from Borderlands. Now these are 30mm light turrets, they're called. They're effectively cannons. But what might be more appropriate for these guys is I don't want you to work on small units. Don't work on the little guys. Concentrate on something heavier you're a little more acclimated to deal with. You can also modify size or ranges. I was going to say size of the range, but that didn't make any sense. So this is something that I thought was really freaking cool. When it comes to layering defenses, what's really neat is for the CIWS, for example, which you can have a it's close-in weapon system. It's kind of hard to say. But one thing that it's used for, I guess maybe primarily what it's used for, is missile defense, right? So when we have our CIWS, I could have one right up here, and I could give it rules and logic and say, you know what? I only want you to deal with missiles. Literally don't attack anything else. This gives me a dedicated missile defense. And then what I might do is I might kick it back here just a little bit, put another CIWS back here, and I might say, you know what? I don't want you to deal with missiles. What I want you to deal with is when idiots get too close. Massives and large. If they get too close to the base, kick on. So there's a couple things you could do with this, and like I said, I'm not going to take a ton of time here to go through this, but there are one or two more things I want to go over. When it comes to building your base, it's not just slapping down turrets and calling it a day. As I said before, very cryptically, stuff affects other stuff. What I really mean by that is in the upper left here we have power, materials, and core outpost. I think it's core output. Anyway, when we go on tours, the power level here is literally how many actions we can take. Moving from place to place to place to place and redeploying takes energy or power. When it comes down to performing special actions, most special actions require power, or at least some power. So it's important to have a lot of power. For materials, they're used for, as it says right there, crafting items, deploying facilities and units, creating more ammunition requires materials, deploying additional turrets requires materials. A core outpost, I'm sure it's core output, but whatever, affects a lot of neat things. The higher this value, the better your X boost, operative defense, and turret damage. Oh, and also container space? Should say maybe expands, not expends. Again, this game is not developed... Well, it has been developed for multiple languages. I'm going to phrase it like that. There's a lot going on, and there's been a lot of patches that have dropped over the last few days. It's been really, really neat. So, let's get rid of our CIWS, and let's talk about inside the base. We need an inside the base, right? So I'm just going to build very simple stuff right here. And we're going to add a couple things that'll affect how our base operates. Again... I'm not keeping this. This is just mostly for show. Oh. There we go. I hit the wrong button. And it was hilarious. This large tower in the middle of everything is the heart of the outpost. We need to prevent that from ever being destroyed. We got to be a little careful and take some steps to make sure that what we're doing will provide defense. I did that the wrong way, I think. Well, it doesn't much matter for what I'm trying to accomplish. There are other support and modular items that we can place that'll help our base act more effectively. The materials, like I mentioned before, we're at 415. We can place additional material crates. And look at how quickly this builds. Man, when I came across this game, I was like, if the building process sucks, this is going to be a bad time. And it's not a bad... Boom, 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 boom. It snaps to grids super easily. It's very cool. I can't get over how much I like this game. And like I said, I had 30-something episodes already recorded, and I chucked them because I just wasn't really happy with my performance. Really, again, see episode 0 for more, I guess. So adding this adds much more material storage to our base. So when we go out to the field of battle, we can do more stuff because we have capacity to do more things. But this is one thing that's going to be helpful with our outpost. In addition, we could also plant batteries. You plant them? You can also place batteries. Batteries increase our power capacity. So there's that. We can have generators that increase our core output. We have autoloaders, which can feed turrets ammunition automatically. Again, I'm fairly into the game. So this is not T1 level stuff. This is some later tier stuff. But the cool thing I wanted to at least get at is you can really customize your base with some levels and stuff. There's some real depth to it. I'm going to go ahead and chuck that. We're going to go ahead and load our base, my actual base. Now you can kind of see what I did with we did the show off already. And that's everything. So what I've done is a lot of light turrets in front. Some of the pyro turrets, a CIWS in front, way out front. It's supposed to negate missiles. And then I've got some light stuff smattered about. And like I said, I've been playing this game for, don't look at my Steam. Let's say like 70 hours I've been playing the game, right? And there's a lot that's added to this as I've gone on. And this has not been a one-time thing. Like I said, this is not something you're supposed to get mission 1 or anything. This took some time to get all the parts. Everything's been handcrafted, field to table, artisan made, the whole 9 yards, and it's been a lot of fun. In addition to the building mode, and this is something I really, really like, X-ray. So you can see where I've stashed all my batteries and everything, and all that sits real nicely in the back. Stairs to come up so I can access the second floor. But I tried to get as much connected to autoloaders as I could. That's what this is. This is what you feed it, ammo, and it feeds everything else ammo. So all the green lines mean that stuff is connected, and it is good. So I'm going to go and give up. I don't want to save any of the changes, but wouldn't have hurt any. Thanks, Julian. When it comes to actual messing with units, we have a squad. And I have already 20 of my 50 squad. These are people that I've hired and recruited and everything. And, yeah. yeah, we get a person. That person is bound to a squad. Each squad, tiger, owl, mammoth, and hare, do jobs differently, more proficiently, etc., than other squads. Tiger squad, I think, is maybe a good mix and match all around. When it comes to Mammoth Squad is supposed to deal with AoE, like a lot of little objects, a lot of little guys. Hare Squad, I think, is designed to fight the big bad. They have a sword and a shield. I haven't really tried them yet. And Owl's supposed to be more technical. They can deploy little helper buddies called Guardians. But let's talk about when it comes to weapons and gear. Each gear has a core gun, a sight, a barrel, an underbarrel, and a stock. Each character also has 4 types of equipment: helmet, gloves, armor, and booty boot boots. This is all the stuff I've collected as long as we go, as we've gone. Each of the guns have separate Zen slots, and each Zen, it's almost like Pokemon, for God's sake. Like, you want to catch them all. Like, each of these things modify guns differently. I wouldn't say that there's... What you do, Dea? That was weird. I wouldn't say there's so much customizability. Like, it's not Path of Exile. It shouldn't feel that way. But there is some decent customization to do. Each of these things do stuff like add ammunition to turrets, repair buildings, do shock damage, add an element, bounce, treat the gun rounds as if they are marksman rounds and heavier single shot, or treat them as a machine gun or a shotgun or whatever. So there's quite a bit of customization here. Again, we're not really going to go over that. And then, of course, there's other things we could bring to a battle, and this is how we do stuff. So what I'm going to do is, I guess well, let's finish going over the rest of the base, right? Up at the top, at least, we have research. This is where research is done. Every time you go out to the battlefield, there might be a chance of finding blueprints. Victor will tell you where there are more blueprints and where you can get more or whatever. But each of these are researches that I've done that expand out the base, either add more turrets or different ammo or bigger backpacks or whatever. There's a lot. There's quite a bit here. That's technology. For manufacture, it's very similar to what you might guess. We can make things. Things require materials. Materials are things that we find on the battlefield. And there's a lot of stuff you can make into stuff, intermediate items, and whatever. So this game is really a loot, shoot, tower defense, I guess is how I'd really say it. Yeah, so this is where we could just make things if we don't find the things already in a shop or on the field. We've already went through build warehouse, build outpost. Build warehouse is base warehouse. Is literally just all my gear. I can sell it, I can insure it, I can whatever. So I'm not going to go through every single item. We've already been squad management, base management. As we've been training people, there's a couple things we can do with them. We can either take them out with us as our hero out to the field to do combat and defense, or we can assign them to pieces of the base. For each person, there might be a trait. Let's see if we can find one. Yeah. Ursula is actually really good at being a barracks manager. What's it called? HR skills. So she gets a boost, but everyone's combat rating is here, and it shows what they can do. When assigned, their combat rating is assigned to the building, or the section of the base, I guess I'll say, and then from there, we get benefits. Pretty cool deal, right? I think I've got... Oh yeah, I've been redoing all of my stuff. Yeah, I got 2 traders. 2 people that trade. And this is why this is this. If you're wondering why the naming convention is weird, check my other video called Squad Management Tips, or I don't know what I'm going to call it. Maybe Personnel Management Tips. It helps me know where someone should be assigned, or what they're good at, or whatever. So, we go over that in a different video. Now, I did say we could take them out to the field, or assign them to base management, or we can go to the intelligence center later in the game, and we're already this far. But there are dispatch missions. We could have people go out and do little side quests. Each side quest grants a certain amount of experience, some rewards, and I only have 1 hare. This requires someone from Hare Squad. So what we're going to do, I think I've walked through a lot of what the game is about, but I haven't played the game yet, right? Let's go ahead on tour. When you go on tour, there's a lot of options that unlock. Hello, Juliet. Tour mode is us playing by... we can actually play with people in tour mode, but that's what the main campaign part of the game is called. We can assist others. We can go into an infinity siege, which is exactly what it sounds like. You fight until you die or you quit. It's scary. And then base management's exactly where we just were. So I'm going to tap out on that. We're going to go on the very first tour. We're going to go on literally the very first tour. I'm going to bring Roderick. We just got a patch yesterday. This is April 16th, by the way. We just got a patch yesterday. It allowed for people to rename their stuffs. Hello, Roderick. Let's check your backpack. Your backpack is a mess, son. Backpack is a mess. All this crap can go away. Okay, this character is super overpowered for what we're going to do, but what I want to do is I want to show you how the game operates. So, you choose an outpost, you choose a tour, you choose a difficulty of that tour, and here's the loadout of everything. An operative? Did I say operative? So we're going to go ahead and start.
Launch confirmed.
The way this game operates is we're going to go from place to place to place to place on a tactical map, almost a technical map, on a tactical map. And as we're going from place to place, it requires an amount of power for us to move our base to that location. There's a possibility of loot. We could instantly loot, and all this stuff requires power, which is in the upper left. Our base is thirsty. It's thirsty. That's all I gotta say. It's thirsty. So there's all that. I'm gonna go ahead and proceed. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to 2 locations. We're going to search them thoroughly for any materials we can get. We're going to stash them, and then we're going to recover those materials. This is the verbiage that's used. As we do our recoveries and as we do exploration, we end our tour with something called Recovery Day, which we keep all the items that we want if we choose to do so. The more items we keep and carry back to the base, the harder the final fight is. So it's really high risk, high reward.
This is your first run with Outpost 11.
It really isn't.
It's exploration day. Go out there, gather valuable items, and transport them back to the base. I've marked out all POIs for you.
Copy that.
I'm not Faye, though. I'm Roderick. That's adorable. Anyway, so we'll bring materials back to our base in preparation for Recovery Day. Like I said, at the very... Recovery is how we end everything. When everything's said and done, we decide what we're keeping and taking home to the real main base. And then we'll see the difficulty scale based on how much crap we have. So I'm just going to have some fun with this. I'm super overpowered. This is a very unfair fight. A little bit of a... That dealt no damage? Whack. This will. That was my decoy. So, I'm playing as Mammoth Squad. I see you there. I'm playing as a character of Mammoth Squad, which means my default is a missile barrage and a decoy. So those are the 2 traits I'll always have. They will be varianted. There will be variants. Hold on. Yeah, let's say there will be Okay. Good chat. There might be variants of each talent. Or trait, I think they're called traits. This guy, Roderick. I think it's Roderick. Hold on. Oh, excuse me. I could not mute fast enough. That got me. Has missile barrage, and the cool thing is, with every kill with missile barrage, the cooldown of missile barrage is lowered by 2 seconds. So if there's a ton of little creepy crawlies, I've got their number. Oh man, have I got their number. It's super dope. This is by far my favorite class. It is a coincidence. It's called Mammoth. Right.
This compartment compartment is locked tight. There's got to be a switch nearby. Look around.
I don't have any scan... Really? That's what I thought. I don't have any scan gloves, so we'll just have to find it. Right now, in my professional opinion, I think the game is under heavy development. And I think it should have been released as early access on Steam. But it's not the end of the world. The dev team is putting in a lot of work, I can tell. In the week I bought the game, there were 7 days in that week, and I think 6 patches dropped. Like, decent patches, not like, oh, I fixed the translation. Am I daft? Where the heck is the thing for this thing? I think I've had it not spawn a couple times. This isn't the end of the world. Oh, there it is. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't, because like I said, I've literally searched this whole thing a bunch. A lot of gold and mechanical parts are components. The gold is the currency in the future. It's the currency for everything. When we go to our shops and we want to buy a thing, that's how that works. I think it's just right in here on the bed. Yep. Ah, yes. Nothing brings romance like a radstone extract. Redstone? Redstone. Like a radstone extract. Okay, so I've already searched everything. Let's call this done. I'm running back home. And I'm going to sneaky back into my base. I'm going to go to our container. I'm going to dump all the stuff I potentially want to keep. All these delicious materials and such. And I'll do a regular recovery. We do a quick if we do a quick recovery, we can pay a little bit power to make the process faster. But what should happen is, yeah, we get a little countdown timer to defend ourselves. It'll aggro everyone on the map if there's anyone else on the map. And recovery is complete. What happened is everything we put in this container turned into a box. That box went up, and then it gets basically lifted out, I guess. Every time we complete an incident, we get a reward. Or we travel to a new location and we beat it, we get a reward. It doesn't matter. Yeah, machine gun tower added to the core tower. Awesome. And we're going to go here. We're going to run this real quick. And that'll give you a really high level of, like, the process to the game. So every time we travel, we spend more power. There's little events inside each of the maps, not all of them, but some of them, that allow us to recoup a little bit more power. That's dope.
We'd better be careful. If you're outnumbered, come right back to your outpost. The weapons will take care of them.
You done? Thanks, Levi. Yeah, so there's opportunities for material scrap and ways to get more power as we travel and do stuff like that. So realistically, there's not a lot of fools here. There we go. That's it. Huh, there's usually a tower there. Huh. They changed the layout of this map. Cool. So yeah, there's a bunch of nice lootables here. Hello? Okay. More weapon crates than normal. Holy cripes. When I started playing, there were some items here, but not like a ton. Either way, nice. Real nice. Nice. Doors can be locked. Little compartments can be secret. Let's see, I don't think you require anything. Nope. Open right up. Oh, this is another fun thing. There's these little comm stations that have events on them. Or add-ons? Or risks? I don't know what to call it. If we activate this, all assault components gain 3% increased attack. The timer that you see there, if that ticks all the way down to 0, we have to pay for it with power. But because the timer's still ticking, we actually get it for free. Every time we use a comm station like that, there's a chance for enemies to appear. Construct a free Titan spike. Heck yeah.
Faye, ROS is monitoring the area, and we're bound to run into reinforcements. Make sure you're ready for a fight before beginning recovery.
This game, and I want to say this as adorable as possible, is a gigantic pile of anime. Oh, I can unlock with power. Hot dang. It's a huge pile of anime. The way the characters talk to each other, the way the main character solves problems or acts, it's just really silly. Hey, construct a machine gun for free. Hot dang. Hot dang. Anything else cool here? Another weapons crate. A bunch of stuff that I'm just going to scrap out into insurance points, but still cool all the same. Okay, so let's just assume I've gotten everything I want. Hold on. Basic material. Basic material is just a mirror for me to look at myself, right? Because I'm basic. Stash all the stuff. And regular recovery. Oh, we're actually going to get an attack wave this time. This is going to be embarrassing. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we're done. Oh! Is there more? Nope. Cool. So, we've raided a couple of areas. We're going to end exploration. Right now, for this tour, we've actually checked out the 2 points of interest. It doesn't really matter what I choose. So, we're going to do Recovery Day. So, again, with a tour, the idea is explore as much as you can, as much as you feel comfortable with. To end the tour, we do Recovery Day. So, I'm going to hit Return to Base. We're presented with a couple of things here. On the left is all the stuff we've collected. Everything that we put into the recovery box and said, recover, shows up here. Everything in the middle is what we're taking back to base. The mission items are mandatory. If there were any extra events, they would appear here. Values of everything in the below. Up here, though, is something a little more important. These are the difficulty waves that we'll be facing during Recovery Day. This is based on the level of map that we've chosen and what we're going to bring with us. So 60 seconds if I bring nothing but just these two components. If I say put in all, there's more value here for us to take back. Right now, again, nothing's gone back to the main base. Nothing. We have to complete recovery for that to happen. So I'm going to say call fleet. I'm just going to grab everything. Again, we're stupidly overpowered. At that top bar, you'll see how difficult it's going to be, how long it's going to be. Are there any apostles showing up, which are like big bads? And then there's even bigger bads. And then there's even bigger bads? Biggest bads? I don't know. There's all kinds of big stuff happening. So that's kind of the thing is, again, we don't keep anything until we successfully recover. So I'm going to make this real simple. I'm just going to participate, and that's it.
Fleet is inbound. It will be delivering the items you've procured back to base. But the Mechanos will be coming for you head on. So do your best to protect the core tower.
Yep.
Should
So,
the core tower be destroyed, the Promethean field will go down. The fleet will be destroyed, and all the items gone.
So that's what I was saying about the fleet. Thanks. Or about the Promethean field. Again, I'm not going to go through the lore of the game or anything too in depth. I don't know. Check it out. Watch some videos. Watch some other YouTubers. Whatever. Wait for the games on sale. Whatever you need. I've been enjoying it, and I think it's been worth the money. In addition to ourselves and our surroundings, we hit M for the command mode. This is how we can actually look at our towers and say, oh yeah, stuff is looking pretty healthy, everything's got ammo. We can use the materials as mentioned before. We can deploy new towers as long as they're within this X boost field. I could set up if I really want a little outcropping here. And again, don't worry too much about like all the options I have. This has been a lot of research and time put into it. Set up some little walls. Cool, and that all cost materials. And I got a nice little side base over here in addition to my main base.
Mechanos approaching. Get ready.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Ooh, you changed position. Mammoth squad. Oh, how do you get... Oh, I see. I'm gonna put that there. Awesome. It pops when it explodes, the decoy. Other characters might have more decoys and they don't explode. Some might have a gravity well thing. What's this? Oh, 2 free portable spikes. Nice. Yeesh. Yeesh. How you doing? Oh, I didn't think I was gonna drop it.
Recovery procedure nearing completion.
That's still funny.
Hold on just a bit
Oh,
longer.
let's do this. I never really messed with this area, really. Oh no, they're getting through. Oh no. Oh no, missiles. So we wait for the full 90 seconds. Let's see if we'll get the prompt. Okay, we can decide to call evac and leave now, or we can hold position. The idea behind holding position is that we can take our time when we've beaten back all the enemies and get whatever other drops might have been left. There it is. So because I said we'll just wait, the airlift takes its sweet time to get here. Now, we will get whatever spoils that have been added to the recovery day in addition to whatever's on me. So all this can just get pushed right into our base inventory, and that's that. So that is a super duper high level of how the game progresses. You go on tours, you do explorations, you do recovery, and then you bring everything back home. You can manufacture products, turrets, walls, research. You get more soldiers. The game progresses well. I really like it, yeah. So I guess that is, that's our quick look at it. That was just really the first tour. That wasn't the introductory level, because there is an introduction on how to maneuver and how to do stuff. But that's really the high look at it. So we survived. At the very end, we see our historical loot record, Roderick. We killed a bunch. The Outpost killed a bunch. We get all the items that we recovered. And that's it. If there were any bonuses, there'd be another screen after this that said, hey, because you took on a challenge, you got more stuff. But that's it. We get kicked back to the Nexus. And that is one game cycle of the whole thing. So, not too bad. We actually did a bit of a walkthrough for like 45 minutes of the game and what the flow is. So if we re-roll it, the POIs are very similar still. I think that's something in their books that they want to add more points of interest and loot locations and make the runs a little more random feeling. But that, like I said, the game still feels like it's in quite a bit of development. I think there's quite a bit of potential here with this system, the building of the base, the customization of the characters. It's all very cool. So let's call this here. Thank you for joining me. Name's JohnMegacycle, and I hope to catch you next time. Hey there, guys, gals, fans, and pals. Thanks for checking out my video. I also want to take a moment to thank all my supporters and donators, and if you'd like to join up with me and game with my crew, all the information to get connected is in the description below. Thanks again, and I hope to catch you next time.